What is your vocation? Is your vocation the job that you were prepared to do by college or vo-tech school or some other training? Or is your vocation something much more than that? Hi, I'm Mystie Winckler, and you're listening to Simply Convivial. Simply Convivial equips women to cheerfully manage family life, even when things don't go as planned. Conquer home chaos, to-do list overwhelm, and personal discouragement so that you can joyfully serve God in all your callings. So grab a basket of laundry to fold and let's dig in. So I've been doing some research on vocation for an upcoming masterclass that I'll be teaching called Vocation Vision. You can go to vocationvision.com or find a link in the description below for more information. And of course, the majority of material out there on vocation treats vocation as merely a synonym for a job. Perhaps it adds some connotation of liking your job or finding meaning in your job, but your vocation remains something apart from your daily personal life. Not surprisingly, modern secularism is making the opposite error of the medieval clerical version of vocation, where vocation, or a calling, was only found within the church. Luther considered vocation a vital concept to reclaim and recover, teaching that God works in us through all the work that he gives us to do. So we can rightly say all our work is vocational, is calling. If we are to do all that we do for the glory of God, then all that we do is, in some sense, our calling. God is the one who has prepared beforehand the good work for us to walk in, whether that's the dishes, the laundry, helping a mom in the parking lot load her groceries into her car, or writing a blog post, recording a podcast. Vocation doesn't refer to a career. It also doesn't refer to technical skills towards a career as implied by the modern Vocational Skills Center. What a downgrade for the word that is. Even still, according to the dictionary, vocation means a calling of an individual by God, though that meaning is relegated to last, and it's shoved under the subset theology. The first definition given in the dictionary is a regular occupation, especially one for which a person is particularly suited or qualified. Now, occupation might be another word for your career, but at its core, it only means an activity occupying your time. We can work with that because God does qualify us for the work that he gives us to do. So it's less that the work is suited to us and more that we are suited to the work. God works in us through the work that he gives us. Vocation can also mean an inclination or aptness for a certain kind of work. We tend to picture choosing work that we like, pursuing work that comes naturally to us. However, the inclination for a certain kind of work can also come by learning to love what must be done. Aptness typically follows practice, not innate talent. Under the theological use of the word, the dictionary definition also specifies especially for a religious career. Ah, yes, there we are. The full-time ministry as vocation idea. Such is the category that Luther strove to break apart. He said of vocation, quote, "To serve God simply means to do what God has commanded and not to do what God has forbidden. If only we would accustom ourselves properly to this view, the entire world would be full of service to God. Not only the churches, but also the home, the kitchen, the cellar, the workshop, and the field of townsfolk and farmers. For it is certain that God would have not only the church and world order, but also the house order established and upheld. We all have vocations, divine callings on our life. We all have work that God has prepared for us to do. We don't find the work we are suited to that fits our own particular zone of genius, but rather we find the work that God has laid before us, and we do it for His glory. Thus, cleaning the toilets is part of the vocation of a mother, as is teaching the skill to her children. It's not just part of the vocation of a janitor. Making dinner is part of the vocation of a mother, not just of a chef. According to Luther's vision of vocation, it's not the level of skill exercised in the work that makes it of service to God, but rather the fact that it is done for others. God feeds our children through our meal prep. We love God by loving our children through food. We love God by loving our families and guests through keeping clean toilets. No work is menial or insignificant if undertaken in obedience to God for His glory. Luther put it this way, quote, "God does not look at the insignificance of the acts, but at the heart that serves Him in such little things." If we are having a hard time learning to love what must be done, if we are frustrated by work that feels insignificant and dull, then we need a refreshed understanding of vocation in our life. God gives all of us many roles and responsibilities. We all have several vocations, and when we know that we are walking in them, we have the joy of obedience as wind to our back, bringing us delight in work that used to bring us down. I think that your vocations are the most useful organizational tool you can figure out. With your vocations, you can know whether to say yes or no to incoming requests without overwhelm or guilt. Let me help you figure out what your vocations are and then how to use them to filter your schedule and responsibilities, and also to create plans for growth in your life. Knowing, naming, and using your vocations will help you to understand your roles and responsibilities biblically so you can let go of guilt and confusion. It will help you see the meaning in your daily work, even when it feels mundane. It will help you overcome feminist lies that your work at home is insignificant. And it will help you work with goals without giving in to perfectionism. Join my upcoming masterclass called Vocation Vision. Go to vocationvision.com or find the link in the description to register for that masterclass, so that you can know, name, and use your vocations in your daily life. It will help you to repent, rejoice, repeat.